Your fantastic headliner for the evening, the marvellous Mr. Broccan Tyzack-Carlin!
You guys ready for some comedy poetry? I can't fucking hear you! I said you ready for some motherfucking comedy poetry! Are you ready for some comedy poetry? Are you ready for some comedy poetry? I said boom boom boom, let me hear you say poetry. Poetry! That's pretty good. I did that once and the whole crowd said, way ho. Pretty fucking weird, pretty Pavlovian. I won't stand for it. Not in 2020! Not in my gig. Which is what this is apparently. No, my name's Broccan Tyzack-Carlin, which is at once not a name, is it? It's somehow far too much of a name, but it's Irish. Broccan or Bróccán in the original Irish means tiny badger, which isn't relevant to the rest of the set, but it's quite interesting, isn't it? It's an interesting name. In fact, it's more interesting than most names. For example, sir, what's your name?
Niall.
Niall. My brother's called Niall, that really caught me off guard. So I'm not going to shit on my brother's name right now. No. I'm not saying I'm more interesting than Niall. I'm just saying it's likely. I'm more interesting than one Niall either. I think he's not even a dancer. Let's move on, let's get far too into this. I live in the south now, which is bad. So it's nice to be back here in Manchester, where I kind of started doing poetry. Did my first ever poetry night in Bury. The fourth one ever was like Punk and Drublic, that open mic was great. But the thing about Manchester, it's renowned for its punk poets, isn't it? It's known for its fantastic punk poetry. People like John Cooper Clarke, Till the Stockbroker, Johnny the Slapdash Plumber, all these. Craig the Plumber as well, as always right. It's all plumbers is the scene up here. But I thought that I should contribute to that scene, to this kind of Manchester tradition of punk poetry. But I'm not very punk is the issue, I'm not a very punk guy. So I thought I'd go for the kind of least punk form of poetry to make it more palatable. So I've written the first punk limerick, if that's okay. Punk limerick by me, that's alright, so let's just try and do this alright. I've been down south as a thing, the audience down there are quite different, but I think you need to, as a bit of a treat for me, I want you to kind of respond in the most Manchester way possible. Right, yes! Stop mank, it's just registered. Alright, it's a punk limerick, it's a punk limerick that sorry. It's a fucking punk limerick, alright, it's yeah, fuck you. It's called Thatcher! Right, no, even do it properly, don't fucking do it all, right? So, that's a romantic response to the word Thatcher, and four of you just kind of like, it wasn't all bad, was it? Fucking made me sick. It's called Thatcher! Let's not get too silly, Joey's. Right. There once was a lady named Thatcher. Let's try that again, we're going to try. There once was a lady named Thatcher. It's more panto than punk actually, isn't it? Apart from that one guy shouting cunts at the back. Which admittedly would liven up most pantos. There once was a lady named Thatcher, who was dubbed a nasty milk snatcher. Her politics were bad, she made the North mad, but thankfully she died 7 years ago of a stroke. That's my point. I accidentally wrote a John Cooper Clarke poem. I did. When I started poetry, I just kind of just listened to like Twat and Chicken Town like stuff on repeat. And I found a poem that I'd written, and I read it, and I was like, it's such a bad poem. And I realised what I'd written is a John Cooper Clarke poem, and that That's not a stain on John Cooper Clarke, he's brilliant, but mine was a kind of poor imitation of his style. And, it was about a time I was down south a couple of years ago, and I was in a toilet, and I was... You know, you do. I was doing a shit in the toilet, and it was a particularly bad morning smell. It smelled great. It smelled good. It smelled bad. It was shit. And these two lads walked in, these two Southerners, and they're kind of talking about, I don't know, horses or something. They're talking about. One goes, oh, fucking oh. That's what they talk like as well. They go, oh, fucking stinks your nose, fucking oh. So, I felt very embarrassed at the time. And I wrote a little poem about it, so I'm going to read that for you if that's alright. So this is my John Cooper Clarke poem. Again, it's got a big book, he does this. Gotta get into character. It nearly stinks of shit in here. It nearly fucking reeks. This must be the worst smell that I have smelt in weeks. It truly smells horrendous. It truly fucking pongs. Whoever made that horrid smell has eaten something wrong. It's not great, it's a bad poem. I tell you, you're acting surprised. I feel better. I honestly don't like this smell. I think this smell is bad. If the person who made it died, then that will make me glad. This honestly is a rotten stench. It smells like tears and mould. How dare they leave this smell in here? How could they be so bold? What made them think it was okay? I'd really like to know. Because I needed a shit and this is the toilet. Where the fuck else am I supposed to go? Thank you very much.